In a world defined by uncertainty, the greatest fear is not death itself, but the dread of lack. We often believe that gathering more will save us. This young traveler stands amidst the silence of the shifting sands. He believes that the more water he carries, the higher his chance of survival becomes. His mind is consumed by the thought of running dry. He looks at the horizon, seeing only a void that must be filled with his own preparation. He begins to load his gear, his movements heavy and deliberate. Every empty jar represents a promise of security against the harsh and unforgiving desert heat. He secures each vessel with obsessive care, fearing that a single loose knot could lead to his ruin. His survival depends on the weight he can bear. The frame on his back grows taller and wider, a mountain of clay and rope. He is building a fortress of water to protect his fragile life. He takes his first step, and the weight immediately pushes him down. The sand swallows his feet, but he believes this struggle is the price of life. The rhythmic clinking of the jars becomes the heartbeat of his journey. His shadow is long and distorted, mirrored by the heavy burden he carries alone. His jaw is set, and his eyes are fixed on the ground ahead. He does not see the beauty of the dawn, only the path of survival. Even as the sun rises higher, he pushes forward with everything he has. He is a prisoner of his own supplies, locked in a battle with gravity. By midday, the heat becomes a physical weight. He finds a small hidden spring between the rocks, a rare gift in this dry and barren land. Instead of quenching his own thirst, he is overcome by the urge to hoard. He fills every spare container, terrified that this water might never appear again. His thirst is secondary to his possession. Each jar filled is a victory in his mind, though his body screams for just a single cool drop. The tragedy begins when we no longer carry water to drink, but to own. Each new vessel adds to the crushing weight of his heavy future. He is investing in a tomorrow that may never come, while neglecting his withering body in the present. The burden is now his only true companion. The stack of jars towers so high that it obscures his vision. He can no longer see the beauty of the world, only the heavy burden. His lips are parched and bleeding, yet he refuses to drink his treasure. He is a rich man in water, but a dying man in spirit. Any small leak causes him immense distress. He spends his energy repairing the containers of his fear, instead of moving toward his ultimate goal and destination. He is a tiny speck moving across an infinite white void. The weight he carries makes him slow, vulnerable, and completely disconnected from his surroundings. His body begins to fail, but his mind remains stubborn. He believes that letting go of even one jar would be a total failure of survival. Under the burning sun, a shimmering oasis appears on the horizon. It looks like paradise, a place where all his burdens could finally be laid down. He tries to run toward the light, but the hundreds of jars anchor him to the sand. His preparation has become the very thing that stops him. The oasis flickers and vanishes, revealing only more endless sand. The weight he carries for safety is the only reality he has left in this moment. Suddenly, a rope snaps. A jar falls and shatters, its precious contents sinking instantly into the hungry sand. He feels as if a limb was lost. He desperately claws at the damp earth, trying to save what is already gone. His anxiety grows heavier than the physical weight of the remaining jars. His eyes are bloodshot from exhaustion and dust. He realizes that the things he prepared to protect his life are now the things ending it slowly. Every movement is a struggle against the gravity of his own choices. The weight of his anxiety is more suffocating than the heat of the desert. A storm is coming, and he is too heavy to find shelter quickly. His abundance has made him slow and immobile in the face of danger. The wind howls, threatening to shatter his entire world. He clings to the jars, refusing to let go even as the storm buries him in sand. When the dust settles, he is nearly buried. The weight that was meant to save him has become his own personal prison under the hot sun. As evening falls, he lies broken and motionless. The jars surround him like a maze of clay, a monument to a life spent only in preparation. From the shadows of a dead tree, an old owl appears. Its eyes glow with the wisdom of centuries, watching the man's silent and desperate struggle. In his delirium, the jars transform into heavy gray boulders. They are no longer vessels of life, but stones of burden, crushing his very chest. The owl speaks, its voice a gentle echo in the silence. It asks the question that the man has been too afraid to face until now. Are you carrying this water to live, or are you dying because of it? The desert is not your enemy. Your own greed for safety is. A single tear carves a path through the dust on his face. He finally hears the truth, and the realization is more painful than his thirst. The owl reminds him that the desert does not kill. It only reveals who we are. His hoarding has drained his life more than the heat. He reaches for the ropes that have bound him for so long. The choice to stay or to go is finally in his trembling, weak hands. The messenger of wisdom leaves him with a choice. To survive, he must abandon the very things he thought were his only hope for survival. A raspy laugh escapes his lips. He begins to untie the knots of his fear, ready to face the world with nothing but his own strength. Under the silver light of the stars, the work of liberation begins. One by one, the heavy ceramic jars are removed from the wooden frame. He pours the water out, letting it return to the earth. It glimmers like liquid diamonds, a sacrifice made for the sake of his own freedom. He keeps only a single small flask. As he drinks, he realizes that this is all he ever truly needed to reach the end of his journey. Standing tall for the first time in days, his body feels light as air. The burden is gone, and his spirit is finally free to soar. He leaves the heavy wood and clay behind. They are no longer his treasure, but the remnants of a fear he has finally outgrown and conquered. The version of him that was a slave to possession fades away. In its place stands a traveler who knows the true value of walking light. His feet move effortlessly across the dunes. Letting go was not a loss, but a gain of the speed and energy he needed to survive. He navigates by the stars, no longer distracted by the clattering of jars. The universe feels vast and welcoming rather than cold and threatening. True healing comes when we realize that less is more. One small jar is enough to carry a man to the very end of the world. He walks into the night, a free soul. The desert has become a place of possibility rather than a graveyard for his heavy, fearful heart. As a new day dawns, a real oasis appears. It is not a mirage this time, but a vibrant, living sanctuary waiting for his arrival. He steps onto the soft grass, feeling the life beneath his feet. He reached this place because he chose to carry only what was truly necessary. The cool water touches his skin, a reward for his courage to let go. His smile is bright, reflecting the peace he found within himself. Looking back, he realizes the desert was never his enemy. It was the teacher that showed him the difference between surviving and truly living. Happiness does not lie in the quantity of our possessions. It lies in the lightness of our spirit and the freedom of our tired shoulders. The heavy burdens he once cherished are now buried by the sand. They are forgotten relics of a life lived in the shadow of fear. He is ready to move forward, carrying only the lessons he learned. His heart has plenty of room for new steps and light horizons. Carry only what you need for today. When you travel light, you allow your heart to lead the way to the most beautiful destinations. Don't let your survival gear become your own grave. Learn to let go so that your soul can find the space to breathe and grow. Life is a journey of letting go. Travel lightly, live deeply, and find your own oasis in the vast desert of the world. Be free.